Hey guys, it's Amped Angelo coming at you with a new video. Today, I'm just going to be talking about being a dad in 2025, being a married father in 2025 at the age of 23 years old. How is it? So, today I just want to talk about that. Basically, being a father is probably the greatest thing that can happen to you in your life. It's also the hardest thing, especially in the newborn stages. So far, that has been the hardest thing. But my son is only 2.5 months, so we've kind of gotten into a routine at this point, but he is still super young. And it seems like things are getting a little bit better with his sleep, so that just makes everything a little easier to get him into a routine and for us to get sleep as well. So, but that newborn stage, that was pretty crazy. First few weeks, especially around week 8, that was pretty tough. Pretty much no sleep, like sleepless nights a lot of the time. Me missing work because I have to stay home and get some sort of sleep, or else I'm going to come to the job and kill myself because I deal with electricity. So if I'm not at the top of my game, then I probably shouldn't be at work. But yeah, being a dad is probably, it's hard, but it's also the most fulfilling thing because it's because it's the hardest thing you can do, and if you're doing it well and you're seeing progress and you're seeing things change for the better in terms of development, then it's the most fulfilling thing you can possibly do in your life. And since I'm so young, I'll be able to have a life with him once he's older as well, which is pretty nice. I know a lot of people nowadays in this day and age, they want to wait 10, 15 years before they have kids, even though they could right now. And I would say to them, like, you might as well just do it now. And like, you learn so much from it. You learn so much from the experience of having kids that I think it's worth it, even if you aren't like really, really mentally ready. I think there's something inside of us that kind of gets us ready if we're not already. Like, something just clicks. Like, right when my son was born, like, something just clicked where I was just like, all right, this is real. This is happening. I got to do this. This human being right here has to be taken care of. There's nothing else that's going to take care of him besides me and his mom. So I have to do my part. It's a weird experience because up until that point, you really haven't had that much responsibility. Like, we've had a dog for about a year, and we thought he was a lot, but no, having a dog is nothing. Very little responsibility compared to having a baby. But you're just, up until that point where you're having a kid, you're just like, you don't even think about anything but yourself, really. Like, at least in my case, like, you don't really think about anything but yourself. You kind of live in your head. Sorry, my throat's kind of killing me. But you kind of live in your own head, and you don't live like externally. Like, you don't look outside, like in the outside world, what's going on, because everything is just occurring inside. Like, all your responsibility is just occurring inside. So yeah, it's a pretty big change, and you're gonna see it right when he comes out, or right when she comes out. You're gonna be like, wow, now I gotta think about exactly how to take care of this baby, and I have to do it good, or something bad's gonna happen. So it's just a good experience. So yeah, that's the dad part. being married in 2025, not a lot of people are getting married nowadays, and I'd say it's definitely more rare now than it was maybe 20 or 30 years ago, I would say. Divorce rates are at a all-time high right now. I would say being married is a very great thing. We had a great wedding, and ever since then, honestly, it's been really great. And since having a kid, it's been a little bit hard, but we understand, like, yeah, we're gonna be a little sleep deprived. We're gonna, here and there, we're gonna have disagreements, but as long as the general goal is the same between the both of us, and that is like making sure that he's developing correctly, then it's like when you have a kid and you're married, having a kid, I feel like, gives a goal, gives like a purpose. It's like both of you guys have to agree on certain things, because if you can't agree on certain things, then that means that's detrimental to the baby. So you have to agree on some things for sure. And I love my wife. We've been married for about 1 year and a few months. And it's definitely something that like requires work. Like we've known each other for like close to 10 years now, and like we've been dating for about 6 to 7 years, and we got married around that 5-year mark that we've been dating. We got engaged back in like 2023, got married in 2024, and then had a baby in 2025. So we kind of just played it by ear, literally. But I would recommend marriage to anyone that has certain traits, like certain personality traits. Definitely, marriage is not for someone who wants to go out and wants to go to the club every single night, freaking get drunk, wasted. If you're still that party animal, then just wait. Some people aren't ready compared to others. So, unless you both are party animals, then maybe it would make for a good marriage. But if you're a party animal and your partner is like, hey, let's settle down, maybe give it some time before you guys get married. Maybe you need to mature, maybe she needs to mature. Someone needs to mature. Maybe some time needs to be spent maturing before you guys get married. So I know me and my wife, we're pretty similar in our like interests. We both went to the gym a lot, and we both liked running, and we ran a marathon. We've run races, and we like fitness. So just try to find some like common ground, like something like hobbies that you guys could both be interested in, and whether it be movies, books, running, fitness, anything. Aircraft flying a plane. If you guys both like that, then you can bond over that. Yeah, pretty much anything. But I'd say in 2025, being married and having a kid, both, it's an interesting life, because you're constantly having to like you absolutely have to be sober. Like, you can't be smoking weed, you can't be a fucking drunk. You have to be like sober minded and make sure that your judgment is like 100% on all the time, because like, especially when they're newborn, they're an infant, you have to be on top of things. Like, you have to be. But yeah, 2025, the big 2025. I think as time goes on, like, people will start to be like, wow, Like, I should have got married, I should have had a kid. There's this empty void inside of me. Like, by the time someone's like 50 years old, they're like, why didn't I have a kid? You know, why didn't I just like marry that person? Why did I have to, you know, wait so long? And I didn't think I was ready. But I think as time goes on, people are going to start to realize, like, hey, that needs to happen. And I think that culture is going to change, and people are going to tell their kids, like, hey, I should have got married, I should have had I should have had more of y'all. And I think culture is going to change, hopefully. But right now, we live in a pretty fucked up culture. I'd say in America, I'd say we do. We live in a very ego-driven culture, and people really just think about themselves. And that's why nobody wants to raise a kid nowadays, is because, like, no one wants to take the time to, they don't want to sacrifice their time, because they think their time is like the most important fucking thing in the world. When, you know, when your time is up, by the time you're fucking 70, who's gonna be wiping your ass? Or by the time you're like 85 in the nursing home, who's gonna fucking help you? Like, who's gonna change your diapers? Like, you gotta change diapers now to be able to have your diapers changed when you're older. So, just, you gotta think about it that way. Like, you are raising someone, and that someone could be helpful to you later in life. If there's anything that needs to convince someone, like, that's something. If you need to be convinced that way, then maybe you shouldn't have a kid. Like, oh, you just need help later in life, then have a kid. But honestly, like, that's just part of it. Like, you get help later in life from that. So yeah, like, I help my dad with certain things on his cars, because he's a bit older, so I can, whenever I'm in town, I help him. Same thing with my wife. My wife helps out around her parents' house when she's home. They're a little bit older, so yeah, it's the same concept. Like, I don't know. That's just my 2 cents. This video is probably going on a little long, but yeah, married at 23 and with a kid in 2025. That's pretty much my experience so far. Maybe a little bit of tips in there sprinkled in for anyone who's thinking about getting married or thinking about having a kid. But yeah, appreciate it, guys. Thanks for watching. Have a good one.